guys, my name is Haley. I am a travel ER nurse and I've been traveling since fall of 21 and I've been in the ER for going on 8 years now. It is pretty much the only field of nursing that I have known. I did do a little stint where I was a float nurse as a new grad. So I did a little time on med surg, I did a little psych, but I was mostly floated to the ER. But today I just wanted to talk about a little bit about travel nursing and what that has looked like for me. I initially got into travel nursing because I thought it would be a great opportunity for my family. We were able to kind of have everything fall in line to where my entire family is able to, or we did, all go and travel. It's definitely not something I'd be able to do without my family. I know there are tons of people that do, but it's not something that would work out well for us. So, and it was during COVID and the money was great. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. So with travel nursing, there are tons of different companies that you can work with. Literally, even they multiplied by like the thousands, it seemed like, whenever COVID was happening, because travel nursing was hot. That was the career to be in, and so many people wanted to get into it. And what that looks like is you can basically go anywhere in the United States that you want as a travel nurse. So for example, I have a license in Illinois. However, I am not part of a compact state. So with that, for each separate state that I go to, I have to get a new nursing license, I have to get a fingerprint, background check, I get physical, drug screened, I get the entire thing for each different place that I go to. I initially started out going to South Carolina, Colorado, and I am back in Illinois for the time being. What those contracts look like, and it's kind of set to either, it's a compromise between you and the hospital. So your company, what mine did for me, shows me what's available. So they'll say like, we have a mid-shift available, this is the price. You ask if there is any days you can take off, and the hospital either accepts or they don't. For this pay breakdown that I'm going to show you, I did not have any time requested off. My entire family was with me. We were in Colorado and I didn't have any reason that I needed to take any time off. I was on a mid-shift there and I did a 13-week assignment. Now, not every assignment is 13 weeks. They can range from 8 weeks to whatever the hospital may be. And like currently I'm doing an 8-week contract right now, but this particular one I'm showing you was a 13-week. And while you're there, the hospital may ask you if you would like to extend, or you yourself can ask your company if the hospital would like you to extend if you really like the place. And then you can extend up to a year, and then you have to take time off before you can go back. With travel nursing, you have to maintain a permanent home, permanent tax home that you keep and you pay for all the time. And that is how you get tax-free stipends, because you not only are paying for your tax-free home, then you are also paying for wherever it is that you're living. So let's get into it. I'm just kind of following along on my computer as you guys are watching it on the screen. So this here shows that I am taking a mid-shift contract. Now this is for 3 12-hour shifts, and it is for 3 12-hour shifts, 36 hours for 13 weeks. And it also shows in here all the different requirements for this position. So you had to have all of these certifications prior to starting. So that includes, you have to have your BLS, ACLS, your PALS, you have to have your NIHSS, and you have to have a trauma certification. It says on here that they allowed you to have, in your entire 13 weeks, you were able to call off for 3 shifts. And in this contract, I didn't call off one single time. Talk a little bit about the pay. So it shows on here that my regular hourly pay was $54.70. And if for some reason, which I did there a little bit, work overtime, then my hourly rate becomes $150. Any holiday that I work, now some places there is no other staff, so of course they have travelers working holidays, and other places they avoid at all costs to have travelers working holidays because they have to pay them more. So my holiday rate was $150 an hour. If for some reason you were sent home and they called you back, your rate was $150 an hour. If they put you on call, which I never got put on call, but you got paid $8 an hour. And this particular hospital, they did not put a charge pay on there because I was never charged. With that, we are going to move down to our housing and meal allowances. Now, every contract you are allowed these things because you are going to a place to help out. And so with that, you get your tax-free stipends, meaning you get this money straight up in your paycheck, 0 taxes are taken out of it. Your per diem allowance on this one was $553 per week, and my housing allowance was $1,393 per week. Now, these vary between what state you're working in or what area you are because the cost of living in different places is different. For example, this amount was much lower when I was working in South Carolina versus now in Colorado because the cost of living in Colorado is absolutely wild. When I was there, not only were we going to a place that's a higher cost of living, but they were also having fires. So all of those people that were living in the area where the fires were trying to find temporary housing. So the cost of any of the rentals and things was through the roof. So I was paying $3,300 a month for a tiny small house for my family to live in. And that did not include all the extra little things, but that's wild. Anyways, that is what they gave me on a tax-free stipend. With this company, and this varies between the different companies that you work with, it shows on here that they give you a travel stipend. So on your first paycheck with them, they give you a $250 bonus. And then when the assignment is completed, they also give you another $250 bonus. And this is just for traveling expenses back and forth. A lot of companies, you can either decide to find your own housing or they can find it for you, but then you would not get that tax-free stipend portion of the housing and the meals. You would not get the housing. So that is where a big benefit can come in by finding your own housing, because if you can find it for cheaper than what they are giving you, then you just get to pocket that money versus them finding it for you and they keep it all regardless of however much that it costs. So I hope that this was a little bit of a helpful breakdown for you guys, just to kind of show what travel nursing can look like. It can vary so much, especially right now. The travel market is way down and I'm not getting paid this amount currently at my hospital that I'm working at, but there's always highs and lows with travel nursing. Going into summer is always a low because usually the hospitals are backing away from staff just because they're not needing as much, especially with me being in the ER. The ERs just usually aren't as busy in the summertime. We are post-COVID. I mean, we are still busy, but it just seems like the jobs right now are there's not many, and I'm not sure what's going on in the travel market, but again, we're just riding that wave out and seeing what happens, and we're just gonna go from there. So if you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. If this is something that you enjoyed and want to see more of, or have any other topics or things that I can discuss with travel nursing, just let me know in the comments below. So if you guys are enjoying this content, give me a subscribe, likes, give us some love. Thanks guys.